It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The hopes of the operators of a Brandy Hill rock quarry to operate around the clock have been dashed by the Independent Planning Commission. Hanson wanted to expand the operation to double the quarry's annual output, with production continuing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nearby residents raised concerns about noise, dust and the loss of koala habitat. The Commission took these concerns into account in approving the expansion with strict conditions. The quarry will be allowed to operate 6 days a week, but trucks won't be able to enter the site before 6 a.m. The company must also undertake road infrastructure work on Brandy Hill Drive. A man accused of sexually touching a young girl at a local shopping centre has been granted bail as long as he doesn't travel to Newcastle. The 49-year-old faced Penrith Court yesterday after handing himself in at St Mary's police station. He's accused of intentionally sexually touching an 11-year-old girl at a shop in Marketown at Newcastle West on Monday. He's been ordered to remain at a Western Sydney home and not travel to Newcastle ahead of his next court appearance on August 24. Reports have surfaced people from southwest Sydney have been travelling all the way to Newcastle to beat 5-hour delays at pop-up COVID testing clinics. Health workers at John Hunter Hospital and the University of Newcastle say people being tested had likely visited local cafes and restaurants along the way. Wallsend MP Sonia Hornery says it is more important than ever for the Hunter not to let its guard down.
We all need to be really careful. We don't want a second outbreak. Honestly, we need to not take anything for granted. We need to make sure that we social distance wherever we are and wash our hands all the time. We need to be careful too because it can be fatal. There are lots of side effects. It's still a problem. Let's just be careful in the Hunter.
An investigation into the hard landing of a water-bombing helicopter near Port Stephens during last summer's bushfires has found the chopper's drive shaft failed due to a fatigue crack. The rotor blades of the Huey helicopter snapped off when it landed in a clearing near the Crawford River, where it had been about to draw water for firefighting operations in December last year. The pilot noticed vibrations and a buzzing noise and aborted the uplifted water, releasing the 1,200-litre water bucket. He lost directional control as he tried to land the chopper, with the rotor blades hitting the ground. The pilot managed to escape without injury. 4 fig trees due to be cut down to make way for road widening at Newcastle West have been granted a stay of execution. Transport for New South Wales are due to commence building a slip lane in Stewart Avenue on Sunday, which would involve cutting down the trees in Birdwood Park. However, the work has been postponed after Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelms wrote to the Transport Minister urging him to direct Transport for New South Wales to halt the work and consider other designs which would preserve the trees. Maitland residents can now enjoy 17 newly upgraded netball courts at Maitland Park. The $1 million project saw the removal of trip hazards, in addition to a general refurbishment of the facilities for higher profile competitions. Mayor Loretta Baker says players will be enjoying the new and improved courts for the first time next Monday.
17 courts were reconstructed and with funding from the state government from the Stronger Country Communities Fund, and that was over $900,000, and over $400,000 came from our local netball association. So it's a significant upgrade of those courts.
2NURFM Sport.
Night skipper Mitchell Pearce has come to the defence of Kalen Ponga after questions have been raised about the fullback's recent form. The halfback believes Ponga is simply a victim of his own high standards and admits the team as a whole has room for improvement. Newcastle will face off against South Sydney tomorrow at Bankwest Stadium. Jets Chief Executive Laurie McKenna says he's disappointed for the club's members after the FFA announced its decision to move the team's final home game to Sydney. Newcastle was set to face off against Wellington at McDonald Jones Stadium on Tuesday, August 11, but will now play out of Cogra. Hunter Valley harness racing teenage star Jack Callaghan has made the move to one of Sydney's biggest stables. The 18-year-old has made the shift to Coppity Equine Farm just in time for a second round of COVID-19 regional restrictions. And Merewether United have a chance of climbing to the top of the Women's Premier League ladder with a win over Broadmeadow tonight. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 18, 34, 32, 23, 26, 14 and 11, and the Powerball number is 5. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.